again with our Gita Connection topic. Today's topic is the power of like-minded Sadhu Sangha. Please accept my obeisances. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Today on the auspicious Indira Ekadashi day, let us remember the words of Shri Krishna to Uddhava, and let us feel gratitude for the Sangha that we have, and also maybe discuss some points, practical points on how to choose devotee association. So also it's Pitri Paksha. This is the time, 15 days, when the ancestors were not liberated. They are all waiting for certain activities to be done by people so that the forefathers can get liberated. So this is a time in India that you don't see, people don't make big purchases, or they don't start projects, or they don't do weddings, and there are no auspicious ceremonies in these 15 days because it's dedicated to relieving those pitris who are waiting to be liberated. Okay, but in the Dham, every day is a celebration, because wherever there is a glorification of Lord Hari, wherever there is a glorification of his devotees and Srimad Bhagavatam, liberation constantly takes place. So in the holy Dham, all the ancestors, all the pitris, just by the performance of Harinam Sankirtan, by performance of Bhagavad Katha, the souls get liberated. So this is the power of the holy name, power of the holy Dham, and power of holy Srimad Bhagavatam. So I will be sharing some verses from the 11th canto. These are words of Krishna to Uddhava about Sadhu Sangha. And this is, he could be you, right? Sadhu Sangha will bring you closer to Krishna. So this should be our meditation today. So let us fall at the feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, our loving best friend, our eternal Father, our ever well-wisher, Sri Krishna. And let us thank him for giving us Srila Prabhupada and our Gurudevs and the Association of Devotees. And start with the verse number 11, 26, 26. But anytime you have a question or a comment, you can put it in the chat box, or you can just raise your hands and unmute and speak. This is divided into like 6 main principles from this section. So what does Sadhu Sangha do, and how does it do it? One is destruction of material attachment. Very important. This is in the 26th chapter of the 11th canto, text 26. Tato dushangam utsrijya satsu sajjed buddhiman shanta evasya chindanti manovyasangam uktibhihi. So Tato dushangam means what? Reduces one's inspiration to enjoy sense gratification. The very fact that you are all here to listen to Srimad Bhagavatam, to listen to Krishna Katha, instead of maybe watching a movie, is a fact that instead of choosing sense gratification, you are here listening to Bhagavatam. Similarly, when we turn on a YouTube class of Srimad Bhagavatam, to hear a devotee speaking, we are inspired towards Krishna Katha, which means naturally we are less inspired for sense gratification. Increases one's inspiration to serve and get attached to Krishna. So Utraja means the enthusiasm to get more close to Krishna. Then Satsu Sajjed Buddhiman means an intelligent person should reject all bad association and take to the association of saintly devotees. And then Shanta Evasya Chindanti Manovyasangam Uktibihi means the association of devotees, it cuts our excessive attachment to the concoctions of our own mind, because mind is always constantly creating different kinds of stories. There's a fact, but then mind is always busy creating stories. But then in the association of devotees, we're in touch with Bhagavatam, we're in touch with the holiness of people. That's why we call Maharaj as His Holiness, right? His Holiness, because they're full of holy thoughts. They're not giving to the impulse of the mind. Okay, so that's the first thing, okay? In destruction of material attachment. Second, we are able to become aware and develop Vaishnava behavior. So in this 11, 26, 27, there are 8 qualities of devotees mentioned. Shanto napekshama chitta prashanta samadarshina nirmama nirahankara nirdvandva nishparigraha. The most important word here is machitta. Okay, because with the mind we can deliver ourselves, or with the mind we can drag ourselves down. So this is the most important word in this quality, because from this chitta means focusing our mind on Krishna, no matter if we're feeling sad, or we're feeling angry, we're feeling happy, we're feeling excited, whatever emotions, if we focus on Krishna, all other qualities described here will naturally develop. So what are those qualities? Not dependent on anything material, anapeksha. You can give a whole class just on this topic. I'd like those of you who will be giving class in this next weeks, we will be planning the classes after the 15th, and these will be the qualities that you can pick up and present on these topics. So not dependent on anything material includes people, not depending on other people, or not depending on fame or money or prestige or those things. Always conscious of Lord Krishna, that's Machitta, always putting Krishna in the center. Completely peaceful, prashanta, especially the internal peace. Endowed with equal vision, samadarshina, no discrimination, non-judgmental, always trying to see Krishna's hand. Free from possessiveness, nirmama, not thinking this is me, this is mine, my name. We're not giving to that, we're peaceful. Then, we meaning great devotees are free from false ego, nirahankara. See, what's the difference between nirmama and nirahankara? Mama is like me and mine, right? And then false ego is even more, one more covering on me and mine. At least me and mine, we can be a little bit in Sattva Guna and say, oh, me, I want to serve the devotees. Oh, mine, oh, it's my congregation members and I should serve them. There's at least you can be having me and mine in Sattva Guna. But false ego, nira ahankara, is arrogance, is a type of false ego, which is another bigger covering. And then free from all material dualities of pain and pleasure, success and failure, all this, no? Nirdvandva. And free from material greed, nishparigraha. So material, these are the qualities of devotees. So obviously we learn to be like who we see, right? If we see somebody material, and if we associate with those who are free from that greed, and they have these qualities that we are looking at, peaceful, they're focused on Krishna, and they're non-judgmental, they're very accepting of you, they're not arrogant, then naturally it's easy for us to become inspired by those qualities. Okay, Krishna Katha. Next point is Krishna Katha. What else? Krishna Katha among devotees, that it can purify our sins. Satam prasanga mama virya samvido bhavanti hritkarna rasayana katha tajjosna dasvapavarka vartmani shraddharatir bhaktiranukramishyati. This is the Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd canto, 25-25. In the association of pure devotees, discussion of the pastimes and activities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is very pleasing and satisfying to the ear and the heart. By cultivating such knowledge, one gradually becomes advanced on the path of liberation, and thereafter he is freed and his attraction becomes fixed. Then real devotion and devotional service begins. When we come together to hear the sound vibration of Srimad Bhagavatam, and we are studying the pure devotees, we're studying Parikshit Maharaj, we're studying Lord Shiva, studying Dhruva Maharaj, and then we're constantly hearing about saintly devotees from saintly devotees, and we're nourishing our soul. Whereas when we compare mundane people, oh, this actress married this person, this cricketer did that, all this kind of Gramya Katha, it doesn't nourish our soul. It actually drags us down. It just makes us disgusted. So when we hear the inspiring stories of Dhruva Maharaj and the Prachetas and Ritu Maharaj and Prahlad, all these stories inspire our soul to become the best version of ourselves. And then we see that they had face-to-face darshan of Krishna. And then by that Sangha, we get more desire. See, in the beginning we read, everything is based on desire. If we are, and our desires are dependent on who we associate with. If we associate with material-minded people, then our desires will go in that direction. Basic principle. So, we also start hankering, when will I have darshan of Krishna? Whatever we hear, whoever we hang out with, we get that similar interests. Initially, we may not have so much inclination to hear Krishna Katha, but gradually, in the association of devotees, we also become more and more attracted to hearing the glories, to hearing the pastimes of the Lord. Even in we studied in our Bhagavatam every day morning. We have Bhagavatam, 3rd canto. When we studied about Kapila Dev speaking to Devahuti about the glories of Sadhu Sangha. So that's the verse that we just read. Satam prasanga mama virya samvidam. So he's actually, we read, you remember who all were here, Snehavati Gandharika Mataji, and also Rajeshwari Radhika Mataji. We were all studying, remember, all the Devahuti and the girlfriends, that Sangha, they were coming together, discussing right after that. And then this was very, very relevant in the association of pure devotees. When you're hanging out with this like-minded association, cultivating knowledge that you want to progress in the path of liberation, then we become free from material attachments. Then real devotion sprouts. And even, this is very important, even if we don't receive personal instructions from a pure devotee, but just by associating, by just hearing them, we're first of all doing a great service just by hearing them. By just hearing the pure devotee glorify Krishna, we get freed of all sinful reactions. Prapunyata gham, mean all the sinful activities will be burnt down. So, sometimes we have a material tendency when we see great sadhu or something, we want to go and take selfie. That's very foolish. We have to hear from them. When we hear submissively from them, by the act of that hearing, all that desire for sense gratification, everything is immediately destroyed. Of course, when we go back, depending on if we want to cultivate the habits again or not, it's up to us. But that moment is, lava matra sadhu sangha sarva siddhi hoy. Even 1 second of association of a pure devotee can give us everything needed for purification. because there are two ways of associating with a devotee. One is Vani and one is Vapu. By Vani means by their words, by just, you can just hear a class of somebody and you're doing a service. By hearing a class, you're getting purified. And then there is a physical presence serving the body of a pure devotee. So sometimes it's possible, sometimes it's not possible. Physical proximity, especially for us women, we can't go and massage the feet of our Guru Maharaj, or sometimes even may not even get a chance to fan them, right? But Vani Seva is available ready. Okay. I think there's a question. Yes, exactly. Matra Sadhu Sangha Sarva Siddhi Hoy, exactly. Okay, the next point, the fourth element of what happens when we associate with pure devotees, what is the effect, is that achieving bhakti by Krishna Katha with like-minded devotees. Taye shrinvanti gayanti hyanumodanti chadrita matpara shraddhadanascha bhaktim mindati te mahi. So shrinvanti, whoever hears, whoever chants and respectfully takes to the heart those topics about Krishna, becomes faithfully dedicated. This is Krishna telling Uddhava. Matpara, dedicated to Krishna, and thus achieves my devotional service. Hearing about Krishna is not just some sort of information. That's can be like in the beginning, oh, let me see what it is. But it's actually not just, oh, how many stories I know or how many shlokas I know, or it's not just an exercise in gathering information or just chanting about Krishna to show off to people that I know, I have knowledge. Anumodanti, chadrita. Anumodanti indicates not just information. It should be transformation. It should transform our heart. That message should go into our hearts and change our hearts to make that mind which is towards sense gratification, the demoniac, selfish mentality, it turns us to a Vaishnava. Then we become dear to Krishna. We become dear to devotees. So if you want to become dear to Krishna, we become dear to devotees. So when we hear from a pure devotee, then we actually, Krishna literally comes and saves us from the ocean of material existence. And what to speak of when we serve our Guru's instructions and we check the mind and keep it on track, then we see every day is like a new day, spiritual light. Then the propensity for selfishness will go away. This purport, Prabhupada speaks this exactly like that. He says that all these polluted things of the mind will be checked. One sees things in a new spiritual light, and there blossoms prosperity for selfless, loving service of Lord, which gives the fruit of Krishna Prema, love of Godhead. Prabhupada says this in the purport of the same verse 26, 29. So the point is, a bona fide devotee, he speaks Krishna Katha in the mood of a servant. He's not, anumodanti. The point is indicating that this devotee is not thinking of oneself as a great scholar or I'm an independent deliverer of people, I can rescue people. That's not a mood of a bona fide devotee. A humble Krishna Katha devotee is like very appreciative and grateful to the acharyas and grateful to everybody for the Sangha, because we are all like receiving, we are nadati pratigrahnati, we are giving and receiving energy from each other, devotion from each other, faith from each other. So this service of being able to speak about Krishna is a great opportunity, because and to hear from a devotee is also a great opportunity. In one sense, there's no difference between a person who's giving class and a person who's listening. Because for Krishna, it's basically Shrinvanti, Gayanti Sadhava. Oh, devotees are discussing about me amongst each other. So we see this mood very, very clearly in the speakers of Srimad Bhagavatam, including Maitreya Rishi, Sutta Goswami, Narada Muni. They all have this mood. Maitreya is a senior devotee, you can say, speaking to Vidura, but he's always pleasing, he's always so praising Vidura, and he's very grateful. He says, "Oh, Vidura, you have prayed for my association, but actually, according to me, getting your association is so rare. So just by serving persons associated with you, Bhakti, Krishna Bhakti will arise." Maitreya is saying this to Vidura. So, and then he also is glorifying all your descendants, Vidura, from your family are so dedicated. Just by your eagerness to hear Krishna Katha, and you're like Kirtimala, you're making garland for Krishna of new qualities. Every word, he says, Abhikshanam, every second, Pade Pade, every chapter. There's like you're making garlands of verses for Krishna, and you're stringing that garland just by the thread of your taste. Placing this garland within the casket of your ears and mind, which have condensed attraction, you make it eternally fresh. So this is Maitreya's true, heartfelt emotion about Vidura coming and hearing from him. So how fortunate we are all to have this Sadhu Sangha, where we can come together and relish this nectar of Srimad Bhagavatam. So therefore, when we hear with the proper mood from the proper speaker, the whole process becomes enlivening, and it becomes a process of self-transformation. And because if we go to a speaker who's in a mood of information, we also catch that. But if we associate with those people who are into transformation, then also our transformation happens faster. And then there's another verse from 11th canto, 3rd chapter, Parasparanukhatam Pavanam Bhagavat Yasha. One should learn how to associate with devotees of the Lord by gathering with them to chant the glories of the Lord. This process is most purifying. As devotees thus develop their loving friendship, they feel mutual happiness and satisfaction. I think I have that quote also. I put it here. Yes, this one. I really like this verse so much. Parasparanukhatam pavanam bhagavat yashaha mithoratir mithastushtir nivrittir mita atmana. One should learn how to associate with the devotees of the Lord. Can somebody read this, please? Volunteer.
One should learn how to associate with the devotees of the Lord by gathering with them to chant the glories of the Lord. This process is most purifying. As devotees thus develop their loving friendship, they feel mutual happiness and satisfaction. And by thus encouraging one another, they can give up material sense gratification, which is the cause of all suffering. Srimad Bhagavatam 11.3.
Yeah, the cause of all suffering is this mind causing us, hey, I want this, I want that, I don't have this. But then when we are with devotees, completely mind shift, game changer. So, okay, let's move on. The next is service to pure devotees. By serving the devotees, sadhunam samsevatas, one's dullness, fear, and ignorance are destroyed, just as cold, fear, and darkness are eradicated for one who has approached the sacrificial fire. The next is the safe boat of devotee association. This is the verse 11, 26, 32. Nimajjonmajatam ghore bhavadbhado paramayanam shanto brahmavida shanta naurdridvepshu majatam. The peaceful devotees fixed in spiritual knowledge are the ultimate shelter, giving a strong boat that rescues those who are repeatedly rising and falling and drowning within the fierce ocean of material life. Yeah, this material life, there is nothing else but suffering and disappointment and hurt, and association of devotees is our boat that saves us. And we can also say, just like food is for the life for all creatures, Krishna's devotees are the only refuge for persons fearful of falling into the material condition of life. And the shelter of pure devotee saves one from being dragged down by material lust and anger, because they engage one safely in Krishna's loving service. Can you read that? Very beautiful. Raseshwari Radhika Mataji, can you read what you just put in the chat?
नित्य शुद्ध कृष्ण प्रेम सात्य कबू नाय सर्वनादि शुद्ध चित्ते कराय उदय. Dormant devotional service to Krishna is within everyone. Simply by associating with devotees, hearing their good instruction, and chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, dormant love for Krishna is awakened. In this way, one acquires the seed of devotional service. Guru Krishna Prasad Pai Bhakti Rata.
Beautiful, beautiful. So sweet. We have it. We
From
just
Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela 1950.
thank you. Yeah, we just have to like cleanse our heart. It's already there. Shramanaji Shuddha Chitte Korohe Uday. So with that mood of transforming our hearts and by hearing and chanting, we reawaken it. It's already there. Okay, then what's the other one? This is the last, last verse for today, 34, 26, 34, 11, 26, 34. Association restores a spiritual vision, Krishna says. Shanto dishanti chakshumshi bahir arka samuttitaha devata bandhava shanta shantatmahamevacha. The sun. Can somebody read it, please? Anyone wants to volunteer?
The sun.
Okay.
Yes, Mataji, please go.
You continue, Mataji.
The sun allows us only to see external objects, and that too only when he rises in the sky. But Lord Krishna's devotees bestow divine eyes, that is, spiritual vision to see objects and events in life from a mature perspective. Thus, the devotees who Lord Krishna considers non-different from him are once real worshipable deities and real family members.
Yeah, beautiful.
Our real family members, and whom we are considered to be our family members, no?
You know, they say, right? Foolishness is the wealth of the impious. Because they place great value on their treasures and they think, oh, this is my shelter, right? And it's what else can be more ignorant? But then saintly devotees of the Lord, they're like sun, the exact opposite, because they know what is important. With the eyes of knowledge, they're able to prioritize their life. They know that saintly devotees are your only friends and relatives, because they are the real ones who will give you beneficial words and instructions that will help us to get out of this material world. And they are the proper recipients of our relationship and our focus and our service. Because any relative means we'll serve them, we'll bring them gifts, we'll serve them. So if we really want to consider somebody our real well-wishers, friends, family, it should be devotees. Because it's not about material gross body, right? It's not about sense gratification among relatives, but it's the mood of service that actually is real family. So this is what Krishna is telling Uddhava when he's speaking about the glory of Sadhu Sangha. He is saying, like, no, take advantage, take advantage of the Sadhu Sangha. And no wonder Krishna sent Uddhava to go to Vrindavan so he can actually associate with the Vrajbasis and see their mood of service, see their mood of dedication. In fact, Uddhava stays back much longer than planned because he wants to not only console Brajbasis, which was Krishna's purpose, but he also wants to learn from them how to love Krishna in the association of devotees, in that friendship, in that intimacy, in that vulnerability with each other. And you know, even again in the dialogue between Maitreya and Vidura, Maitreya, after explaining about like the jiva and everything, Vidura says, Vidura says, I understood the science of soul from you. and have become convinced by these conclusions coming from your mouth. But I haven't realized these facts. I am confident that will destroy my lack of realization only by service to your lotus feet. So the point again is like, by serving the devotees, we get the qualities, we get the right mood, right attitude. And so I read it earlier, we read, right? Sadhunam samsevatas. So it's just like approaching fire when you're feeling cold and freezing, and you approach a sacrificial fire, you feel warm immediately. So when we are so tormented by our mind and our senses and the external problems, adi devik, adi bhautik kleshas, all kinds of 3 modes of nature playing with us, then when we come in the association of devotees who are glorifying the sweet Lord and chanting his holy names, and we feel warm. We feel like, wait a minute, what was I worrying about? I forgot. So Krishna says that as a verse, we forget when we come into an association of devotees, we forget the pain of this material existence. So this is very, very powerful. And what to speak of coming in association with like-minded devotees? This is very, very rare. And it's given, association of Sangha is given to us. We cannot just go and say, walk into Mayapur Yatra and say, I like that person, I want to become best friends with that person. It doesn't work like that. Krishna gives us Sangha, just like Krishna gives Guru, Guru gives Krishna. Same thing. Krishna gives us a Sangha of devotees, and association of Sangha of devotees gives us Krishna. Yeah. So this was like a few points that I felt inspired to share in these verses, which inspired my Krishna and Uddhava's conversation. Very beautiful, very thought-provoking. But I want to leave the rest of the meeting for shares or questions or discussion. Because yes.
I just want to share, out of many millions of living entities, one may be fortunate enough to receive the seed of Bhaktilata, the creeper of devotional service. By the grace of the spiritual master and Krishna, one nourished the Bhaktilata by regular sprinkling it with the water of Shravana Kirtana hearing and chanting. In this way, the seed of Bhaktilata sprouts and grows up and up through the whole universe until it penetrates the covering of the material universe and reaches the spiritual world. Actually, I was remembering when I see this, that one poster of Brahma Jyoti, we call it Brahma Jyoti, where you see like in Garbhodakshay Vishnu, he's lying down and from his navel and whole creation is there. But you see that everything is so complicated and like it's very vast. But see, when you chant, and in the one bubble of Garbhodakshay Vishnu, one universe is there, and somebody is chanting that Hare Krishna Mahamantra is reaching to Golok Vrindavan. That was such a fascinating for me when I saw that poster. That like sometimes we see like how we can connect to Krishna. Only through this chanting, it's the only way. There's no other way. So, and we got this through our Krishna Bhakti from Guru and Krishna. So, we just need to sprinkle a little bit of Shravan, Kirtan and hearing and chanting. So, this was the thing just wanted to share in this topic.
Thank you so much. I can find that image. Yeah, let me try to find it. Snehavati is asking if we can find this.
It is in Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 19.155.
No, but we need to find it in Google and show it to her. Let's see if I can find it. I mean, really, one holy name. Harinama Sankirtane. One holy name. Nama Vande Yamanalkalan Odedu Ajamilanige Sukshema Vanitanta. Only one holy name. It kicked out the Yamadutas and provided the second chance to Ajamil. I mean, I can't find the exact image, but similar images are here. Let's see. See, this one is where Krishna imparted Vedic knowledge to Brahma, you see. Maybe Rajeshwari Radhika Mataji, you can find it and send it to Snehavati later. Or maybe you can just take a photo of in the Chaitanya Charitamrita book and send it. Any other realizations or comments or questions?
Hare Krishna. I was just throughout the class, I was remembering that, like how in the Nectar instruction, the instructs one of the verses said, right, that we should do that 6 type of exchanges, and it is among the devotees, right? Give exchanging and sharing your heart, opening your heart, and all. So, and just now in one of the verse we read that who should be our real family member. So I remember when I was very young, like throw the books and because children are generally like they are innocent and they think everything what is written in the book, like outside world would be like that, right? I remember reading a lot of moral stories, like how you should treat others and all. And I used to think like everyone has read all those things in school, so everyone will be like that. Then slowly when I grew up, then I in my surrounding I started seeing like, we think that we can depend on relatives and other peoples, but among the relatives only, I started seeing so many conflict, backbiting each other, having enviness, jealousies and all, and I used to feel very lonely. And then when I came to Krishna consciousness, then for the first time in my life I started realizing that because outside people they think everyone is like that, so this real relationship doesn't exist, it's just a myth. But I had a longing for that real relationship, no, where you can be really like you can depend on someone, really open your heart, and you know that it will be, the secret will be kept secret, not they are not going to backbiting and all. So when I had that experience, like I was so happy, and I remember going back to my relatives and friends and telling them, you can have real relationship, it exists in Krishna consciousness and all. And I remember they used to be very surprised, and they used to tell me, don't believe others, they are not even your blood relatives, how can you believe? They thought like I am brainwashed or I am being fooled around, and they were like, it doesn't happen, so don't believe, don't open your heart to others and all. And I used to feel like feeling bad for them, sympathy for them, that they never experienced this, and that's why they cannot believe that these things exist.
Yeah,
Like, it's so sad. Yeah, right.
it's
So
like explaining to a frog who lives in a well, hey, there is ocean.
right. So I just wanted to say, only whoever has these, blessings or sadhu, sangha, and association of devotees, they're like so lucky. We are so lucky. I just at that time I realized that because people forget about having that relationship, they cannot even believe that this relationship exists. So we are so lucky. Just wanted to say it.
So beautiful point. Actually, even like, I mean, recently I was talking with a friend, and this person unfortunately doesn't have like deep relationships. Many devotees love this person likes many devotees, does service, but it's not like a open-minded, open-hearted relationships. They don't have so much. So they were also saying something similar. They believe very much that devotees are much more relatives than their family. They believe that very much, but they were still like, no, but we can't, 100% we cannot, nobody should be trusted. But actually that's the point of devotional relationships. We don't have that fear. We can be ourselves. We can be vulnerable. Of course, in the beginning, we should be careful who we reveal, that they don't hurt us, etc. Remember, this is a hospital. There are sick people. They're all trying to recover from material disease. We are all in this spiritual hospital. So we can't expect that there will not be any virus. There will be some COVID virus around that can get infected. But this is where we are going. We're going to the spiritual world where we completely, like you said, we can completely trust each other. We can completely feel a sense of shelter. We can be completely 100% ourselves without masks, and we can be vulnerable. But how we can go into Vaikuntha Loka, Goloka Vrindavan, where it's like that, if we don't start practicing now, if we don't start being that shelter for others, how can we expect to go there in that world? We need training. This is a training ground. So it's a great chance to do that in International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Prabhupada, who built he has an umbrella that the whole world can live. He built a house under which everybody can, in which everybody can live. Exactly, keeping Krishna in the center. Thank you. Nitikishori, Malini, would you like to share something?
Hare Krishna Mataji. Yeah, I agree, like what you all were discussing, that like devotees are safe shelter. Like you can't go to relatives and all. At least in devotees, you can feel safe and you can share out your heart, and they will always think of your upliftment. And so that is the good part, I think. Yeah. But yeah, I think we can't trust everybody, because like you said, this is a hospital, everybody is struggling. Sometimes we get hurt from devotees also. But I think that is also for our purification only. We have things in our heart, we have issues with us, so they just trigger from outside. So but still we can still find devotees who really want our upliftment and spiritual progress. So we can always pray to Krishna. I know it's very difficult to find devotees, but still with praying to Krishna, and we get that association. So, and those kinds of devotees are really helpful, and I really find this group one, and everybody, and you Mataji, so I can share my heart, reveal myself. So this group, I feel so much safe and so much like, even though I'm just listening and communicating with others, but I still feel a connection. So that is a good part. I feel safe and sheltered. Thank you all. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Nitya Kishori, for your beautiful share. I'm looking forward for your next class.
Yeah, I would like to speak, like you were speaking about the qualities. So you told about, it will be about qualities, right, Mataji?
Yes, qualities of devotees.
So
Yes.
I can pick false ego. I can speak about that.
Whoa. Okay.
I hope I'll not speak with my false ego, but whatever I've heard from Vaishnavas, that will be good to share.
Okay. And Malini is at work, so she won't be able to share. It's okay, but we're sending you love, and if you have something to say, you can type also if you can. Otherwise, it's okay. Yeah, for me also, studying this Bhagavatam every morning and having this Bhagavatam for the independently thoughtful study also, it really kind of changes my whole consciousness, the rest of the day. Everything kind of is based on Bhagavatam. And I was just thinking, we're so fortunate because we can do this. Some people have to wait for lifetimes to come to Krishna consciousness, but somehow we got so lucky. We got it, this golden age, Mahaprabhu's moment. Somehow just 500 years ago, Mahaprabhu was here. So we are super lucky. We got it in that time span. Right now in India, Amazon, what is it called? Great India Festival is going on. So we are also in that golden offer within this time of golden age. We caught it at this time. special mercy offers, many, many offers. Oh, that would be super fantastic. Why not? We can fix it a time. You can lead it. Yeah, in English. You can lead it and we can do it together. Yeah, why not? Sure, let's discuss maybe afternoon. If it's India time, we can do it in the afternoon. Like that. It's a great idea. It'd be very nice. Yeah, let's do it. You both can organize, Rajeshwara, Radhika, Mataji, Snehavat. You can discuss the time and everything and come like with points and everything. It'd be so nice. Refreshing our memory. Also shlokas. I was thinking we should have like a shloka thing, every day. A couple of shlokas we read or something. Even 10 minutes. Oh, you know what we should do for shlokas? Maybe we should do recordings, maybe. We should, in the group, we send verses or something. The verse for a day or something. Okay, 20 minutes sounds realistic. Like we have 30-minute Bhagavatam in the morning, like that we can have 20-minute Gita. I like the idea. After the 15th, we can start. I have my favorite book. It's the Bhagavad Gita rap book. So that'll just take like 2 minutes it's a summarized version in like a rap format, all the 18 chapters. I love that book. It's so easy to remember the section. Yeah, true. To take our minds off from other things. Here's so much nectar to enjoy.
Hare Krishna. Just like Mataji, you were saying, in the verses also were there, no? When we have some material disturbances and difficulties and we listen to Bhagavatam class or any Krishna Katha, we started thinking after some time, oh, what was the problem? So, yeah. Throughout the day, now we'll have Bhagavad Gita classes and all. You'll not even remember what is the problem. And that is the best solution for material problems. We don't even need to dwell on it.
Yeah. And not only that, when we go actually to the problem, the mind is already purified by Bhagavatam so much that, we'll think of Dhruva Maharaj, we'll think of Prahlad Maharaj, we'll think of Parikshit Maharaj, and we're not going to react and lose it and become self-centered. We will act in different way because, this Bhagavatam has prepared us. It's like a shield. It happens to me, actually.
Yes, true.
Because, we are, like I recall, we are like creatures of habit, and whatever we habitually, if we keep thinking what we meditate on, antakale chamameva, whatever we meditate, we become like that. Whatever like I showed in the...
Mataji, that Bhagavad Gita chapter day, we can do only English for a week. One chapter for a week. So we will remember, the translation of that verse. So we can, like, if maybe we can do one day shloka and the rest of the days only the translation for one chapter. So it will, like, when we used to speaking those verses now, so it will remind, we will remember those shlokas.
Okay, I think that's better. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna Mataji, can you explain a little bit? I didn't get it. How exactly we are going to do it?
Mataji, we can do like first day we will only recite the Sanskrit one, the Sanskrit shloka of the full chapter, and the rest of the days we will only chant the same chapter with the translation.
Okay.
Every day again and again. So it will, we will memorize many of the shlokas.
Right. I was just imagining if we do like that someday, hopefully in our every conversation we'll just recite some verses. That's the goal, right?
That's the goal.
Every question, every answer will be reciting the verse.
During Kartik month, we supposed to read one chapter of, I think, which chapter with
15th, I think, right?
Yeah, 15th.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's like that we will remember whole, the verses. Hopefully, one day.
Hopefully, yes.
I like the idea. Yeah, let's do it.
Yes, we can do
And
it.
it will take only 15 minutes because I did this before for a few months. But so we'll continue.
No, you can lead this. We will come and we can be. It'll be Krishna connection thing. You can use this link. You can decide the time and what format and everything, and let's do it. Time. See, if we do it like afternoon time, then it won't fit. It won't suit America because it'll be midnight for them or too early in the morning.
Maybe like Bhagavatam, we are doing early in the morning. So Bhagavad Gita in the evening, as Prabhupada designed the system.
Exactly. I was also thinking Bhagavatam in the morning, Gita in the evening. Okay, we'll think about it. Okay. Right now it's Pitri Paksha. Let's not start anything in this time, but we'll start after 15th.
Sure. It's so wonderful. Like
Yes.
the whole day we are engaging ourselves.
Awesome.
Our Bhakti Lata, we're sprinkling some water.
That's the idea. What does it mean, friendship? What does it mean? This is what it means. We study scriptures together.
Thanks to you.
Thank you very much. So, Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
Jai.
And this, we'll end with Mangalam. We always end with the Mangalam song. There's a song. Gauranga, Gauranga Nina Kondaduva Mangalatmara, Sangha Sukha Vittu Kayo Karuna Sagara, Ranga Nina Kondaduva Mangalatmara, Sangha Sukha Vittu Kayo Karuna Sagara. It means, my dear Lord Gauranga, please always keep me in the association of devotees who bring so much joy and remove all inauspiciousness. Yeah, that's the essence, basically. Sangha Sukha means this happiness in the Sangha of devotees is just incomparable. Jai. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Bhakta
Jai.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.